Hi Bruce, how are you going today?
Hi, Sian. I'm going okay, I guess. Some days are better than others. Can be a bit of a struggle.
Do you want to tell me a bit more about that, Bruce?
Oh, well, Sian, Margaret's loss is just so intense. At times, it's been over 12 months now since she's died, and we'd been together for over 40 years, and it really hits hard some days. I thought I would have been feeling better more often, but it's a real struggle. And people sort of say time heals, and I'm feeling that I'm not getting that. It just really hurts day after day.
Of course, she was such a big part of your life, wasn't she?
Oh, Sian, she was the love of my life. And we had so much together. She was looking after me with my medical conditions, and we travelled together and had lots of family events together. And then all of a sudden that changes. That's all gone. Family's gone home, and life is just so very, very different without her.
And I've noticed as well, Bruce, you haven't been, going to a lot of the social activities and other things you used to do. You've been a bit more withdrawn.
Well, I was hoping nobody had really noticed. We did a lot of social things together, and then when Margaret's not there, it's like, what's the point? To be honest, sometimes there doesn't seem like there's a purpose in my life. And to go to those social activities seems so difficult, with people asking about how I am and mentioning Margaret, and yeah, it's tough. So it's easier to stay at home and not think about having to talk to other people about those things that have gone on.
Sounds like it's been really difficult for you lately, Bruce.
Oh, it has been difficult, Sian. There are times when I just feel like a burden to everybody. To be honest, there are times when I think that when I go to sleep, it would be best for everybody if I didn't wake up. And I don't know where that takes me, but I do. I wake up and then I think, oh, another day.
Bruce, you mentioned, sometimes you wish you didn't wake up. Sometimes when people think these things, they're thinking about taking their own life. Is that something that you've been thinking about, or something that's been crossing your mind lately?
I just don't like to talk about it really, but sometimes I've thought about taking my own life, that the thoughts get that bad.
And have you thought about a plan, Bruce? Have you got a plan?
Oh, not really, Sian. I've thought about different things, and you hear different things from people, and I get the thought that I'd let the family down and there'd be some disappointment if I were to develop a plan and take it a bit further. So no, not really.
Well, thank you for sharing with me, Bruce. Has there been anyone else that you've let know that you've been feeling this way?
It's really the first time that I've spoken about it openly like this. Um, I've been a fairly sort of private person, and people sort of laugh that I haven't been able to express emotions and things like that. But to be able to talk about this type of issue going on in my life at the moment, that's that's difficult for me. So I think this is the first time I've actually been able to talk about it.
Yeah, that's understandable. There's a lot of people that, struggle with thoughts about suicide, but there is help out there. And often the hardest step is letting people know. So I really appreciate that you've let me know how you've been feeling. And it's up to you, but how do you feel about maybe thinking about some options of support or other people or services we might be able to get in touch with to help you kind of manage how you're feeling at the moment?
Well, some options could be good. I've felt so alone in this. It's been such a new experience for me to feel so devastated by Margaret's death. So some supports may be good.
Great. Something we can look at doing is what's called a safety plan. And safety plans are great to, remind you of what you've got to look forward to coming up potentially, but also looks at things that might distract you or ways to cope when you are having those intense thoughts. While we're talking about that, did you want to maybe get some things down on some paper and we can run through a bit of a safety plan?
That sounds like it could be a good idea. I might be able to keep that somewhere where I can refer to it, or, I don't know about sharing it with anybody else, but maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you can keep privately, but also if you feel that maybe, one of your sons or someone else might want to be aware of what's going on and how they can maybe support you, you could always share it with them at any time as well. And another option is also calling the mental health line. So the mental health line will figure out what supports are in your area, and that could be community supports, maybe some phone call check-ins, or even someone coming out to see you. And that they can really figure out what might work for you at the moment. That's a phone call that we could do. Is that something you would feel comfortable doing yourself, Bruce?
Oh gosh, Jan, I would find it very difficult on my own. I think, there are times where I won't answer the phone. And when you talk about someone possibly coming out, to go through this again with someone would be very difficult. But I'm happy to look at it.
And how would you feel then? Maybe we could do that call together.
Oh, Sian, I feel nervous about that. Talking about those feelings again, but I'd be prepared to give it a try, yeah.
It sounds great, Bruce. How about I go make us a cuppa and then we can maybe make that call?
Okay, that sounds good.